2020 was one of the strangest years of our lifetime, and it's something that was a very unique experience that we may not ever see again. With 2020 coming to a close, we wanted to take a little bit of time out to acknowledge our favorite experiences of the year. So let's get right to it. Hey everybody, my name is Cam, and I'm currently a senior interaction designer at Google. Over the years, I've become increasingly aware of the importance of security in both large-scale projects, such as things like the cloud services that I work on, and also on the smaller scale, such as my personal information and passwords, and that's why my experience of the year is Dashlane. What I like most about Dashlane is that it seriously removes the hassle of password management from beginning to end. I don't have to remember my passwords or create any new crazy ones because Dashlane just does all that for me. Before Dashlane, my passwords were as secure as a paper bag in a rainstorm. They just weren't. I would use the same password on almost every site, and for the few that I did differently, I would forget them, reset the password, and set them to that same one that I always used. Dashlane is an experience that snuck into my life as an experiment through a free trial and has become an integral part of my daily life as a tech user. It's especially good for people who have multiple devices who want to maintain a sense of security and save their data across all of them. Even though Dashlane offers a pretty great experience, there's a few things I would change to make it even better. I actually got Dashlane because of this password changer feature, and it does a really good job of telling me when I need to change a password, but the password changer almost never can change the password due to connection errors. If Dashlane could actually find a way to get their password changer to work across the internet, then their health dashboard would be even more powerful because when I get an alert that something needs to be changed, I could change it immediately, which would make this amazing. One last thing is even though you can use Dashlane on several different applications, it's sometimes very difficult to log in across platform. So it'd be awesome if they took a page out of Disney Plus's book and did something with that experience, especially when you're logging on to other devices such as Xboxes, TVs, or other smart devices that the application can't really be installed on. By removing the friction and tense moment of having to recall and type in a password, Dashlane has positively impacted my experience as a user of all web-connected devices and applications in a scale that no other tool has ever done for me. That's why Dashlane is my experience of the year.
Hey everyone, my name is Wix. I'm a senior interaction designer at Google. Now, 2020 was a very interesting year, but through it all, the one app that I couldn't live without, now and even then, was DoorDash. Now, I don't remember exactly how long I've been using DoorDash. I'd say it dates back 3 to 4 years ago. And through the years, I've tried other similar apps such as Grubhub and Uber Eats, but even with those, my go-to for food delivery, including breakfast, lunch, and dinner, has always been DoorDash. And I don't think that's going to change anytime soon. So why do I like DoorDash so much? I'd say the main reason is convenience. Having access to numerous restaurants and categories of food, and then being able to have that delivered directly to the door is simply satisfying and extremely convenient. But the other apps I mentioned, Grubhub and Uber Eats, offer this convenience as well. But in my opinion, DoorDash has the better overall experience. And with that, I'll tell you why my experience of the year goes to DoorDash. The first thing I really like about DoorDash is how easy and quick it is to order the food I'm in the mood for. You could also start group orders with friends and family and not get blamed if their order is wrong. Once you place the order, I really like the tracking experience. You get to see once a restaurant receives your order, and even when the driver arrives to wait for your order, and you get to track the order all the way through when it's delivered. The transparency with the tracking experience is excellent. Now, I did also notice some newer features that I haven't had a chance to try yet, such as being able to order meals as gifts for others, and being able to schedule food deliveries for future dates and times. Now, when it comes to improvements, there isn't much I could think of that needs to be improved. It's pretty close to the perfect app, in my opinion. If I had to choose one thing though, I'd say more pictures of menu items. I like trying new restaurants, and without a picture to really give me an idea of what I'm ordering, it makes that decision pretty hard. And that wraps up my thoughts on the 2020 app of the year, which is DoorDash.
Hey folks, I'm Kalen and I'm a user experience designer working at Amazon. Specifically, I work on devices and the device setup experience. In the time that I've been here, I've really come to appreciate how impactful the onboarding experience is for the user to develop a relationship and certain level of satisfaction with any device, app, or service. And with that in mind, I think it was apparent to me that the best experience of 2020 was Astros Playroom for the PlayStation 5. Now, if you were one of the lucky few to get your hands on the hottest console of the holiday season, then you were certainly eager to jump into some web swinging around New York or throwing some axes with your Viking pals. However, doing so might mean that you miss out on the wondrous technical exercise and showcase that is Astros Playroom. Now, right out of the gate, the first thing that really captivated me about this experience was how cute the characters were. I'm not someone who usually falls for that kind of stuff, but it's hard to deny. The worlds they have are vibrant, full of color. The side characters and NPCs are teeming with life, going about the environment as if they are doing their own thing. Now, the other thing that really stood out about this experience was its rich appreciation for the history of PlayStation. It's been around with us for over 2 decades now, and there's a lot of different artifacts that have come through the lineage that is PlayStation that there are literal museums dedicated to in this game. They give you the chance to explore these different artifacts and to have a better understanding of what they were, what they did. It really makes you appreciate how far the lineage has come. I think that's such an incredible amount of time and attention given to a freebie game that's really just meant as an onboarding exercise to the new DualSense controller. Now, I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about how this serves as a great introduction to the new features of the PlayStation's controller. With a touchpad, haptic feedback for the triggers, a microphone, and a speaker, they really have crammed as much stuff in here as they can. The first part of the game serves as an introduction to all these features and showing you how they work. Then, throughout the levels of the game, all the missions and challenges really showcase the different features again and highlight the different interactions and touch points that users have with this controller and all the different ways that you can just operate it. I think it was incredibly impressive to combine all of these different features into very purposeful introductions and tutorials, essentially. Now, of course, nothing's perfect, and I wouldn't be a real designer if I didn't try and poke holes in everything. Unless you're trying to explore every nook and cranny, it really shouldn't take you more than 2 hours to complete, but it is just a tech demo. Beyond that, though, my biggest gripe personally, there's no joystick inversion. I know, I get it. I'm one of those weird people, when I press down, I want to look up sometimes. Actually, all the time. But I feel like that's a really small ask and something that in this day and age shouldn't be so foreign to put into a video game. When all said and done, though, Astros Playroom is a tiny game that leaves a big impression. Long after I mastered the controller, I still found myself longing for the classic platformer feels of my youth that it gave me. The ingenious worlds and music that were themed around the console's components, and just the general effortlessness with which this tightly packaged digital novella carries itself. I give it 4.5 dual senses out of 5. Would definitely play again. And with that, on behalf of the entire Bold crew, we want to say thanks. We appreciate each and every one of you folks who tunes in. If you like what you saw here today, why don't you hit that thumbs up button and then go ahead and click the subscribe button too, because we definitely got some more content coming down the way. Till later, we out.